Star Trek's vision of faster-than-light travel seemed like pure fantasy for decades. But in 2021, scientists made a breakthrough that changed everything. And now, we're actually building the foundations of warp drive technology.
That's such a mind blowing transition from science fiction to scientific reality. The way we're methodically turning these seemingly impossible technologies into engineering challenges is fascinating.
And what's really exciting is Dr. Eric Lentz's discovery of hyperfast solitons. For the first time, we have a mathematical framework for faster-than-light travel that doesn't violate the laws of physics.
Though the energy requirements are still pretty astronomical, right? Something like a tenth of the sun's mass for a 100-meter ship?
Well, yes, but here's where it gets interesting. Researchers are developing these nested warp fields that could potentially reduce that energy requirement by 15 orders of magnitude. We're watching this transition from impossible to challenging but doable.
Hmm. And while we're working on warp drive, we're making huge strides in more immediate space travel technology with Vasimir.
Exactly. The variable specific impulse magnetoplasma rocket is already a $56 billion industry. It's like having a hybrid car for space. You can switch between high thrust near planets and high efficiency for long distance cruising.
You know what really catches my attention, though? The medical advances we're seeing. The FDA has cleared nearly 1,000 AI-enabled medical devices that are essentially making the Star Trek tricorder real.
And don't forget about laser tissue welding. We're literally using infrared lasers and biological solder to heal wounds without traditional stitches. It's waterproof, infection resistant, and leaves minimal scarring.
The development of the Prima implant and Neuralink's Blindsight is equally impressive. We're actually restoring sight to the blind by sending visual data directly to the brain.
But here's where things get really transformative. The replicator technology, companies like Athlant 3D are developing direct atomic layer processing, building things atom by atom. We're moving beyond simple 3D printing to creating complex multi-material objects.
That could completely reshape our economic system, couldn't it? If we can manufacture complex objects from basic raw materials anywhere?
Exactly. And that's why we're seeing these experiments with universal basic income around the world. As automation increases and scarcity decreases, we're being forced to rethink our whole relationship with work and value.
Though we should probably acknowledge we're still pretty far from Star Trek style transporters. 7 octillion atoms in a human body is a lot of data to manage.
Well, you're right about that. We'd need a planetary scale quantum computer just to handle the pattern buffer. But even that seems more like an engineering challenge now, rather than an impossibility.
So, what do you think is the most significant breakthrough we've made so far?
I'd say it's the convergence of all these technologies with social progress. Look at the UN's Pact for the Future from 2024. It's essentially laying the groundwork for what could become a federation style system of governance, addressing everything from AI regulation to ensuring space exploration benefits all of humanity.
That's what makes this such an exciting time to be alive. We're not just developing individual technologies, we're reshaping civilization itself.
And that's really the key point here. Like, we're seeing the systematic transformation of science fiction concepts into engineering challenges. Whether it's warp drives, medical tricorders, or replicators, we're methodically working through the problems and finding solutions.
It really makes you wonder what the next few decades will bring.
Well, that's exactly it. We're not just watching the future unfold anymore. We're actively building it. And while we might not have all the Star Trek technology tomorrow, we're clearly on the path to making much of it reality. The final frontier isn't just about reaching for the stars. It's about transforming our world into something that might have seemed impossible just a few decades ago.